everybody, and thank you for coming back and joining me for part 4 of the Celebrity Equinox review. And today's going to be about ports. And I say today, it's the same day as the last one. You can tell I'm wearing wearing the same clothes. Ports. So this being 11-day had more ports than your average cruise ship. And sometimes you'll have a 7-day that has 4 ports. It doesn't give you a lot of sea days. And I like a good balance of sea days and a good balance of ports. And this one had that. We had 6 sea days and five ports. Actually, we had, 6 ports. I haven't learned to count yet. Can't get past 3rd grade here. So I love my coffee, obviously. Next time I might have a bourbon in my hand, so we'll see. That might get interesting though. Might be fun. Okay, ports. I'm not going to list them in any order that we went. I'm just going to talk to them the way I've got them listed on paper here. Barbados. Barbados, I love that island. You know, this was our 2nd time there. And again, if I'm kind of backtrack, if you haven't seen some of my other episodes or my other parts to this review, we sailed September 23rd, 2019 on this. It was the 2 cruises ago, because our last cruise was just before the lockdown for COVID. So there was no COVID involved here. But Barbados is has a strong middle class, and which is what a country needs in order to function properly. You can't have everybody rich because then you have nobody working, or you can't have a hugely lower class or poor class of people, because then there's nothing supporting that. And a lot of these islands rely on tourism, and Barbados is no different. They do have some industry there. I believe they do process oil and gas. Don't quote me on that. I may be mixing it up with Curacao. Curacao definitely does a lot of refining of oil, and I think they get a lot of it from Venezuela. But I think they do too, and I think they have a lot of produce and stuff like that they export. So, but again, they have a strong middle class. It's a very friendly island. I don't think I've run into anybody other than on this excursion we did that was bad or mean, if you will. And most of the time we never run into that. Anyways, that's why I love the Caribbean so much. The people are generally very friendly. But Barbados, we did a day sail on what they call the Jolly Roger. And it's obviously it's a boat that looks like a pirate ship. Not big. I think there was probably 50 people on that, which I know sounds like a lot, but really wasn't a lot. And there was plenty of room for everybody. And I may be wrong. Maybe it's like 20 people or 30 people, but it seemed like a lot. But there was still plenty of room. We had lunch on there, hot hamburgers and hot dogs and things like that. Nothing crazy, nothing exceptional. And they had once we did our first snorkel stop, and we went to one cove. We got on a different boat, a tender, that took us out where we could actually, it was easy getting in and out of for snorkeling. And we snorkeled a shipwreck, and we snorkeled looking for turtles and stuff like that. The only issue that day with that, and this has nothing to do with the tour operators, or there was just the current seemed to move very fast, and it was really hard swimming back to the tender. And what they probably should have done was dropped us off and went down current, and then you could have just floated to it. But it was fine. I'm a good swimmer. I had my own snorkel and mask I brought with me, and fins, and which I normally do. Sometimes I don't. The stops we have aren't conducive, I think, for snorkeling. It's great for hanging out on the beach and stuff like that. St. Lucia, we didn't really go to any beach. We did something else, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But so Barbados, we did that. Once we got done with the first snorkeling stop, they started pouring rum punch, which was great. I love rum punch, and everybody was getting a little happy, and We went to another stop where people could do walking the plank and swinging out a rope. And you can see a picture here. I also have a video here. You can watch this one. People having fun, crazy. But the only thing that I didn't like about this tour was they were letting jet ski operators come up to the boat, approach the boat, and try and rent the jet skis while we were at this stop. And you know, it's one thing if you're on the beach and they approach you, that's fine. We're on an excursion already, and I don't. It invites problems, and it did on this one. Apparently, somebody on the boat rented a jet ski from somebody he was advised not to rent from another operator, saying he was going to cheat him, and apparently he did. And a verbal altercation happened, and I'm not going to play. I took a video of that. My wife wasn't too happy about that, Patty. She thought I was making the guy angry, which I probably was, but I was one of 30 people or 20 people that were standing there with a video or phones recording it. For some reason he liked to pick me out and kept yelling at me and saying he was going to effing kill everybody on the boat. And I think that's a big problem. And this was a excursion that I had booked prior to the cruise with Celebrity. And we did advise Celebrity about the problem once we got back. And I should have did it while I was on the ship and showed them the video. Because they need to change that. They need to make a rule that when we're on excursion, other people aren't allowed to come to the boat. Because that could have turned ugly really fast if the guy really did have a gun and decided to start killing everybody. But anyways, we had a good time. Barbados was great. I love the island. The beaches are beautiful. Some of the most beautiful water in the world. And again, we love the people there. St. Croix. St. Croix is a very rocky shoreline throughout the island. So there's really not that many beaches that you can go to just to enjoy the beach. What we wanted to do when we got to St. Croix was go to the rum factory and do a rum tour and tasting. And we couldn't just get a cab to go there. Everybody that was at the port was offering an island tour. And we told this one guy, we just want to go to the rum factories and do a tour. And he says, well, I can take you there. But his car, it's either car or van, looked like it was ready to fall apart. And his price was pretty high. So he said, no. We moved on a little bit and talked to somebody else who had this big, beautiful white van that was air conditioned, and there was people on it already, and it was the same price. So we said yes to him. And we got on. There's the four of us. We got on, and there was already maybe 6 people on the bus already. And it wasn't a huge bus. It was like one of those Mercedes, vans. It was a good size, but not a huge bus. And so once we got on, he says, I'll be right back. So we watch him, the tour guy, go and try and get more people. I get it. I understand business. And so we're patient. He gets a couple more people, gets them on. He says, I'll be back. And he goes and tries to get more people. And he finally gets another couple and gets them on. And he says, I'll be back. And he did this 3 times. And the third time, people we're saying no and passing it by. And he just kept asking people. And we sat there for 20 minutes. And we finally said, we hadn't paid. We said, we're done. And we got up, and 6 of us got off the bus. And his greed stopped him from having a bus full. And that was on him. We didn't do our rum tour. We walked around a couple streets, came back up, and went to a bar that, again, we were unfortunately disappointed. The service was terrible. Took us forever to get drinks, and then we wanted to order food. We waited for the guy to come over and waited. Finally, we just, after the drink, we paid and left. And it even took us a while to pay. And went back on the ship. We had free booze on the ship. Not free, but part of our package. And lunch, and it was nice and quiet on the ship. So St. Croix, we didn't do much for those reasons. St. Martin, absolutely love St. Martin. I've been there a couple times, actually quite a few times, and usually we come into port. There's 6, 7 docks, and sometimes we've been there. I think one time we were there was like 9 ships in port, absolutely crowded in port, and getting around and getting anywhere. But this one, I think that we were one of 2 ships that were in port, and maybe the only one. And it was beautiful. We tried to rent a buggy. We ended up getting our buggy, a 4-person buggy, and you can see a picture here. We did this once before, rented a buggy, went around the island, stopped at Maho Beach, had drinks, watched the planes come in. If you've never seen them, YouTube Maho Beach in St. Martin. It's really cool. It's like you can almost touch. You'll see a 747 landing right over your head. It's just amazing. So it's a lot of fun. So we wanted to do that again, and we've been to St. Martin in between the 2 times we rented the buggy, and one of the hurricanes had decimated a lot of businesses around that area, and it took them a while to come back. And so it took us a while. I think it wasn't until almost noon where we finally found the place that we'd rented from before, because nobody else had 4-person buggies but them. So we rented the buggy. It's not inexpensive. I think it was $275 or $280 to rent. No, we split the cost with our friends, and so it wasn't too bad. But we could have rented a Jeep, I think, for $75 for the day. It's not open like the buggy, but it would have been fine. We decided not to do that. We wanted the buggy. We went the buggy. The only problem is we didn't have a lot of time left by the time we rented it. So we did go around the island still. We went counterclockwise around the island. We stopped at Orient Beach. And if you don't know Orient Beach in St. Martin, it's on the French side. And the section of the beach is clothing optional. And you got a lot of nude people going down there. And then there's just past that starts a regular beach. And there's still people walking around topless. They're women. It's not a big deal. Hurricane destroyed a lot of businesses there and the resorts, and so they're just starting to come back. And there's a restaurant, bar, beach area that's absolutely beautiful. The people are really friendly there, and we've been there twice now, and we love it. And so we stopped there, had a burger and a couple drinks, and then went on our way. And we went by Maho Beach, but we were concerned about. They said that you got to be really careful with rush hour. I guess starts like at 4:00 in the afternoon, coming back from Maho Beach towards Phillipsburg, where the port's at. And so we decided not to stop at Maho Beach, and we went by it, and then we just to see it, and then we got back on the road and went back. And we had a little time once we dropped off the buggy to do a little shopping and stuff around there, and then we took the water taxi back to the ship. And I forgot to mention that when we get there, we always grab the water taxi over to Phillipsburg from the cruise terminal area. And right where they pull up, I'm an Ohio State fan. There's a Buckeye bar there in St. Martin on the beach there. It's kind of a boardwalk area, and a lot of restaurants and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So it's neat seeing that. I've got pictures of that. I didn't on this time, but maybe sometime down the road when I do a review of when we saw it before, I'll share that. So St. Martin, we had a good time. It was too short for us. We took too long trying to find our buggies, and we should just got the Jeep. But the St. Thomas, we decided to do something different. We decided to do a food tour and a walking food tour through the town there by the port. And here's a picture where we met the tour guide, and then here's a picture of the tour guide. And I don't know what happened. I know I took pictures, of the food we tasted and the places we went. And for some reason, I can't find those. So I don't know what happened to all the pictures. I'm sure one of these days I'll come across them, because I did mention I took a lot of pictures on this cruise. So we did this food tour. It was okay. It was really hot out, and when you're in the Caribbean in September, it's likely going to be hot and humid, and it's okay. You kind of get used to it. But the the food at the different places was good, and we did buy some tea at this one. It's kind of like a tea house. Um, we did try some different things we've never tried before, and in the end, we just stopped at this bar and then had a couple drinks, and so it was okay. It was a different experience. I think it could have been better, and now I don't know what's going on there with without the tourism, without ships coming in and stuff like that, because these places rely on that, and it hasn't been happening since March of 2020. So St. Martin, nothing big to talk about. You know, I'm throwing pictures in kind of as I talk, and so you can see kind of what we've done. Antigua has 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. My wife wasn't feeling good. She didn't sleep good the night before. Her stomach was bothering her. So we didn't go to a beach, and we just went into kind of the port area, a little town there, and did some shopping. I think she bought a ring there, and I don't remember if it was this cruise that she bought the ring on. Again, some of them blur together, but did a little shopping, and then we got back on the ship. And again, we love the ship. So for us, when you're in port and you stay on the ship, or you spend more time on the ship during the day, it's even quieter. And again, this ship was never crazy. So, but it was even nicer that, we could go by the pool and stuff like that and have hardly anybody around you. St. Lucia is we've been there a couple times, and St. Lucia, and I'm going to include, since I did the ship tour already, and one of the things I forgot to do in the ship, when I talked about the ship, was the share our experience up on the bridge. And we did that in St. Lucia after we got back on the ship. But St. Lucia, the first day we got on the ship, we went by the excursion desk and booked this excursion for zip lining, and it was $109 per person. And we all looked at each other and go, okay, yeah, let's do it. And it was a blast. It really was. And if you get a chance to do zip lining, you've never done it before. My wife was scared to death the first one, and now she's like, it's no big deal. She gets it, and she's done it twice. But each time there's like 4 or 5 different legs of the zip lining journey. We took a boat ride from near the port it was like 45 minutes to the Pittons. It's these double mountains you can see here. And then we had a short bus ride up to one of the higher elevated areas near there, not the Pittons, but, and we went through, you can see here, us getting, this picture here was our bus ride.
The island was also known as Ayanola or Hiranoro, meaning the land where the iguana can be found. We got the name from the very first inhabitants. They were known as the Amerindians, the Caribs, and the Arawaks.
And she was kind of our tour guide for the whole thing. She was fantastic, very sweet lady, and she shared things about the island through the whole trip. And I find all that stuff fascinating. But up here you can see this is where you kind of get all your stuff together, the gear to do zip lining, and you can see here all of us in our zip lining gear. And the zip lining operator, one of them, she took my GoPro and did videos for me of us doing the sections. And quick story, we like Marvel movies and stuff like that. And so Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man that came out, I think at that time, where he went to Europe, and he was wearing a black outfit because he didn't have his suit I think Tony Stark took it back. So he's wearing this black outfit, and he's trying to figure out a name to call himself, and his friend called, you're Night Monkey or something like that. So my friend calls me Captain A, and I'm not going to tell you why, because I wear Captain America shirt sometimes that's got like that his shield picture on it, and but the A is for something else. And so when this movie came out, I started calling him Night Monkey, and I got him a Night Monkey shirt. But so we got the zip line operator when he was coming down to yell, "Hey, night monkey!" and everybody started laughing because they knew what it meant. So we had a good time. Here's me zip lining. Well, here's him zip lining and her yelling "night monkey."
Come on, night monkey! Hi, night monkey.
Hilarious. Here's me. I didn't get any pictures. We have video of my wife but the ladies are funny about how they look and with the harness and stuff on. So I'm not going to share that. I don't care. But so, anyways, that was a lot of fun. The other zip lining we did was in Isla Raton in Honduras and Mahogany Bay, and we ended up at the top of Fat Tuesdays. Yeah, it was like a 1,600-foot zip lining across. We ended up at Fat Tuesdays there, and so I'm trying to decide which one I liked better. The one we did in St. Lucia was a lot of fun, and it was many different segments, but none of them super long and super high like the one we did in Isla Raton. So the boat ride back, we did the bus ride back down, boat ride back, 45 minutes back to the port, and she started pouring rum punch, which was awesome. It tasted really good. So talking about the bridge tour, so we got back on the ship from doing St. Lucia, and we got an invitation to go visit, meet the captain and do sail away on the bridge, which was, we've never had that opportunity. Again, this was our 26th cruise, never got to go on the bridge. We've had free massages, we've had, flowers and champagne and stuff show up, free dinners, free shows that would normally be charged. And this was just unique, and it was so cool. And we got to go up and meet the captain, and you can see a picture here of us with the captain. I'm going to scroll some other pictures as I talk about this, but so we got to do sail away up there, and it was really cool because I don't know if you guys remember during COVID, they had the Comfort hospital ship go to New York, and as a backup for the people who were sick from COVID and stuff like that, which they never really used it. That was there. We saw that actually during the day. I think when we went on our excursion and then sail away, we went by that ship, and I think I have a picture here. If not, if you don't see it, then I can't find it, but. So that was really cool. They had a big hand, as you can see in this picture here, that they wave when they leave. Well, they also put it up there if somebody's missing the boat. And on this port, there was somebody missing the boat. There was a couple that didn't time their return back and got stuck in traffic, just like we could have in St. Martin. And they missed the boat and they had to catch up on one of our other ports. Excuse me. So, St. Lucia, a lot of fun. Had a good time. Ended the day by watching sail away from the ship, and sun was going down, stuff like that. The next day, we were asked to come up on the helipad for a champagne sail away. And it rained, so they saved it for the next port. And we were baked from whatever we did that day. I can't remember what port that was in. And we ended up passing on it. But the bridge tour, amazing. And it's amazing how much room is in there. Most people don't think about it. They have a couch and love seat and stuff like that on one side. They have a table and chairs and seating on the other side. And of course, they have all their console stuff, as you can see in these pictures. But it was cool. Captain, very friendly. And so that's pretty much it. That's our ports, and anything with a little bit on the ship from St. Lucia. If you have any questions, list them in the comments below. And, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, the like button. and the notification bell, because you want to be notified when I have another one of these come up. So it was fun. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.